Croeso pawb to part 4 of the UK PSN spring sale. Let's continue with the games. Up next we have Sonic Forces. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for a price of £8.74, which isn't bad. This is a third-person action-adventure game, where Dr. Eggman has conquered most of the planet thanks to the help of a mysterious new villain named Infinite. And now the modern and classic version of Sonic must unite with your own custom character to save the world, together with a host of classic characters from the series. A lot of the modern Sonic games are a bit rocky, but this one got great reviews and is well thought of. So if you're a Sonic fan and you're looking for a Sonic Adventure style game, then this is one of the good ones. You might want to check it out. Another fighting game next, SOULCALIBUR 6. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 86% discount for the price of £7.69, which is really good. In this long-running weapon-based fighting series, you get to play with new battle mechanics, a custom character creator, a variety of single-player modes including a revisit of the first game, and it also throws in Geralt from the Witcher series as its extra character. This is a truly great and long-running fighting game series, especially if you like weapon-based fighting games. There's truly not another game that can stand toe-to-toe with this when it comes to weapon-based fighting games. Fans of the series and fighting game fans who are looking for something a bit different should definitely check this out. Another VR game next, Sprint Vector. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £5.99, which is really good for a VR game. This is a VR racer that requires move controllers, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you get to race offline or online in a VR foot race, featuring running, jumping, drifting, climbing, shooting, dodging, flying and more, with plenty of characters to choose from, weapons and items to use during the races. It's basically a run-in VR version of Mario Kart. Which, if it doesn't sound great to you, then what's wrong with you? Why are you even a fan of games? Basically, if you have a PSVR unit, and this interests you in any way, definitely check it out, because it's a great game. Up next is Sundered Eldritch Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on at least a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, or £3.19 with PS Plus. This is another Metroidvania platformer, with beautiful hand-drawn graphics, and gameplay where you must resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers to protect your humanity while confronting the hordes of terrifying enemies in an ever-changing world and their gigantic bosses. This looks like an absolutely brilliant Metroidvania game. I'm a big fan of Metroidvania games, especially the cooler modern ones like Guacamelee, so this definitely looks awesome to me. If you're a fan of Metroidvania games, Castlevania, Metroid, those sorts of things, then you should definitely be taking a look at this game. And if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then at this price this is a great opportunity to try it out for yourself. I think you'll really enjoy it. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet Complete Edition is next. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £12.49, which is really good, especially considering this edition includes 3 DLC packs, 1 expansion, and bonus in-game items. In the main game, you get to experience an original story set in Gun Gale Online, where you get to create your own avatar to explore the devastated lands, meeting familiar faces from the Sword Art Online series along the way. So if you're a fan of action RPGs, and especially a fan of Sword Art Online franchise, then there'll be a lot of enjoyment for you in this game. But otherwise, you might want to check out a more generic RPG instead. Our next game is Tales of Berseria. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good for a Platinum game, again. In this RPG, you embody the first solo heroine of the Tales series, on an adventure powered by revenge for a lost loved one, featuring battles alongside 5 comrades, an evolved real-time battle system, and a load of side quests and mini-games for you to play as well. This looks like a really great deal for action RPG fans. And on a side note, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is also on sale for £8.74, 75% discount, so if you've already got this game and you want the other one, that's an option for you too. Next up is the last PlayLink game, That's You. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for a price of £7.99, which again is good for a Platinum game. And in this party game you get to gather around your friends again, in local 4-player co-op, where you get to play drawing challenges, questions and texting games, designed to play on your friendship and relationships, to ensure both hilarity and fun. Out of the PlayLink games that I've played, this is the one I enjoyed the most, and if you've got a tight group of friends, this game is really great. It does a good job of playing on your relationship between you and your friends for entertainment. It's a great game, really recommended for friends, family and parties. Up next is The Bard's Tale 4 Director's Cut. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for a price of £8.74 or £6.99 with PS Plus, which is really decent. This is a first-person RPG where you get to embark on an epic journey of classic dungeon crawling, featuring over 50 hours of gameplay, 350 voiced characters, 4 player classes with 70 unique skills, and over 100 pieces of music. And it even includes a legacy mode for fans of the series. So if you're looking for some old school first-person dungeon crawling, this'll probably be the best game you've bought in ages. And for people who haven't played one of these games before, then maybe take a look at it, or wait for a cheaper version in the future. The Crew 2 Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 79% discount for a price of £10.07, which is pretty decent. This edition also includes the Motorsports Deluxe Pack DLC, and in the main game you get to race across land, sea and air in exhilarating open-world environments, controlling various exotic cars, boats, planes and bikes. With a great variety of racing to be had in this game, it looks like a great value proposition for anyone looking for a decent racing game. So if you're looking for a racing game, and you're not looking for anything specific, then there's a lot of variety and value for money to be had with this game, so you might want to check it out if that's the case. Up next is The Last of Us Remastered. Released in 2014, is 7 years old, and is on a 50% discount for a price of £7.99. For a Platinum game, that's great. This is a third-person action-adventure game, and this edition includes the prequel DLC expansion as well. This game's set in a post-apocalyptic world where you play as Joel, entrusted with the care of a young girl named Ellie as they travel through the world searching for the mythical Firefly group. Featuring a fully HD remaster and new multiplayer maps, this is a really decent remaster of a really classic modern game. And let's face it, out of the Last of Us franchise, it's the only decent one, so you definitely want to pick this one up over the junky sequel. More horror for you now, with The Long Reach. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £3.89, which is really good. This is an adventure horror game, inspired by classic games, where you explore a mysterious scientific lab at the heart of a sudden event that threatens the whole world. It also features psychological horror themes and numerous puzzles to solve along your journey. So if you're interested in a side-scrolling adventure game with horror and mystery thrown in, then you might just want to have a look at this game. Our next game is The Surge 2 Premium Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £12.49, which is really good. This is a Souls-like game, and this edition has the Season Pass DLC worth £12, including the Kraken expansion. And in the main game you get to explore the devastated city of Jericho, while fighting numerous ferocious threats in unforgiving combat. This sci-fi Souls-like game features a dynamic limb targeting system, and many ways to improve and customize your exoskeleton. This is a great game for Souls fans who are looking for another Souls-like game to play, especially if you like the sci-fi theme, then this'll appeal to you a lot as well. But if you're not sure if this is the game for you, then think about it, because all Souls-like games are pretty challenging and have a high skill ceiling, so you'll have to invest the time to get good at them, to get the most out of them. Next we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the crazy price of £6.99, which is phenomenal. This is an RPG, and this edition includes all 16 DLCs and 2 full expansion packs, which is a crazy amount of DLC to be thrown in as well. In this game you become a monster slayer for hire, and embark on a journey to find the Child of Prophecy, who is said to be a living weapon of untold destruction. CD Projekt Red have previously stated that the PS5 version of this will be free to anyone that owns the PS4 version, so after they take about 6 years to fix the Cyberpunk car crash disaster, they may follow through with that statement and you'll get the upgraded PS5 version for free. But you'll have to wait and see if that happens when they finish with their damage control efforts. Next up is Titan Quest. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 65% discount for a price of £8.74, which is pretty decent. This is an old-school isometric hack-and-slash RPG, where the Titans have escaped their ethereal prison, wreaking havoc upon the Earth, and you play the hero the gods seek, journeying across Greece, Egypt and Asia to turn the tide and save both mankind and the gods themselves. What's really cool about this game is that it features 6-player online co-op, so if you've got friends to play it with, that's really unique in this sort of game series. You don't usually see that many players being able to play online. It's definitely one for old school hack and slash fans looking for something a bit different. A very niche game next, Train Sim World 2020. It was released in 2019, which is a bit confusing, but it's 2 years old, and it's on a 60% discount for a price of £9.99, which is decent. This is a train sim, and it endeavours to be the most immersive simulation, trying to give you the most realistic depiction of train driving possible. It features over 24 hours of scenarios, tutorials and service timetables for each route. It's very niche, but it looks good and is well thought of, so if this is the sort of game that you like, then take a look at it. And on a side note, there's a lot of DLC on sale for it right now as well, so if you've got the game already, you might want to take a look at that too. Another bike racer now, Valentino Rossi the Game Digital Deluxe. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is really good. This edition includes 7 DLCs, 10 avatars and 2 additional themes. This is basically a specially themed MotoGP game that includes the MotoGP 2016 season content, along with the additional historical MotoGP champions, featuring flat track races, drift competitions, rally challenges, and of course Valentino Rossi content. Basically one for fans of MotoGP that like Valentino Rossi. So if that's you, and you don't mind it being an older edition of MotoGP, check it out. Up next is Vaporum. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 60% discount for a price of £9.99, which is okay. This is a first-person RPG, where you delve into classic dungeon crawling exploration in this steampunk-themed RPG, where you're stranded in the middle of an ocean with no memories, and only a gigantic tower before you, so you must journey through the tower in search of answers and your freedom. Similar to the Bard's Tale game that's on sale, this is an old-school first-person RPG, so if you're indifferent about the content, you might want to pick the other one up instead. But if you've played the other one and you're looking for another option, then this is the best one available to you right now, especially if you're a fan of the steampunk aesthetic. A great bundle next, Worms Battlegrounds and Worms WMD. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for £7.49, which is dirt cheap for 2 of these games. This is a strategy game series where you battle teams of worms in epic chaotic battles in this legendary series of strategy games from Team 17. Battlegrounds is basically a modern version of the classic game, but the WMD edition adds a whole host of vehicles such as mechs, tanks and attack helicopters to vary up the gameplay a bit, so it actually stirs the gameplay up a bit for a Worms game, which is unusual, and actually quite good. If you're a fan of Worms games, this is a great bundle for you, and if you've never played a Worms game before, you really should try these games at least once, and this is a fantastic opportunity to do that. And the final game I have for you is Xeodrifter. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the crazy price of £1.29. This is another Metroidvania game, where you get to play as an interstellar drifter who crashes with a damaged warp core, and now must search the local galaxy for parts to repair his ship and continue on his journey. It features old school 8-bit graphics and brilliant Metroidvania gameplay. This is a cross-buy though, so again be sure to add the Vita version to your Vita if you own one before the store closes permanently. So if you like Metroidvania games, why not pick this one up? And if you've never played one before, then for this price you might want to just take a chance on it. You might just find a new genre you love. And that's all the games I have for you for the UK PSN spring sale. What did you think of the games I picked? If you liked them, drop the video a like, and if you didn't like them, throw your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. And that also includes the star buy. What did you think? Did I pick a good game for that? Did I pick a bad game? What do you think should have been the star buy? Again, throw your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Heil Vour.